So hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we will be talking about the loops in JavaScript, the different types of loops in JavaScript. So first let's understand why we have to use or why we use the looping statement in programming. So basically, suppose you want to write or you can say console a number from 1 to 100. So like you cannot write 1 to 100 like console for 100 times, like console dot log 1 then 2 then 3, and there are many use cases. It's just a basic example. So for that you uses the looping statement. So there are different types of looping statement in JavaScript. So first let's understand one of the most commonly used loop, that is for loop, and start with. And first let's understand the loop. So here first we have to initialize the loop with a variable. So here we write three expressions. So here we initializing I with the value 0. So this is the first expression. Now the second expression is where we check the condition. So suppose I want to run this loop for 5 times. So here I will check when the I becomes like greater than or we can say equal to 5, it will stop looping in the block of code which is written inside of the loop. So now here is the increment part, and then here we are like console.log, and we consoling here I. So basically let's understand how this is working. So first here is the for keyword, and then we are initializing a variable with the value 0. And this is the first expression. It only runs when the loop runs start iterating, or we can say the loop starts for the first time. So it will check, and then the condition and the incrementing part will run each time and every time when the loop will iterate. So basically first the loop goes here, and it will check for when incremented the I becomes 1. It will check if 1 is less than 5, then it will run, then again and again and again, and one time will come where I becomes greater than 5 or equal to 5. So in that part the code will, or we can say the loop will stop looping. The code will stop looping, and the loop will break. So this is the for loop. So basically it is mostly used when we know the starting and end point of the loop. So suppose where we want to start the loop and end the loop. So this is the for loop. Now let's talk about the while loop. So basically while loop is used like when we don't know the end point of the code, like loop. So we want to run the code until several condition become false. So in that cases we use the while loop. So first let's understand the syntax. So here we're declaring a variable I equals 0, and we checks until I is greater than I is less than 5. It will console.log I. It will console I. First let's comment it. It will console I, and then we will be incrementing I by 1. So let's understand how this first let's run the code. So here you can say 0 1 2 3 4 5. So first let's understand the code. So here we are initializing a variable with value 0, and then here while keyword, and here it will check for the condition. So if the until the condition is true, the code will, or we can say the loop will or the loop will goes and goes until the condition becomes false. So basically it is used when we don't know the endpoint, and we will be when we figure out the endpoint at the runtime, or we can say when the code is running. So in that cases we use while loop. So this is the while loop. Now let's talk about another one, that is the do while loop. So basically do while loop is similar to while loop, but in do while loop despite of the condition, it will execute once, at least once, regarding of the condition, like what condition we pass. So basically here it is similar. So let me copy that. Here we copy the code, and in this we write like do, and remove this part. So basically it will while I is greater than 5. So basically if the condition is not true, so suppose I will write like I is greater than 5, I is greater than 5, so basically despite of the condition it will run at once. So basically if I run this, as you can see it runs once. So basically when you want to run the code like once despite of the condition, or you can say regarding of the condition, so you can use the do while loop. So now let's talk about the for of loop. So basically in for of loop it is used for like iterable objects like a string, a map, and arrays like that. So let's understand it. So basically here we write the for keyword, and here we initialize element with the iterable. So from like the name of the array, or that, or a string, whatever you are like want to iterate through. So this is here, and you here to write element which you can write according to yourself, and then we are consoling it here. So this is the for of loop. So basically it is used with all the like iterable objects like array, string, and or something like that. Now let's talk about the for in loop. So basically for in loop is mostly used with the object to access them through the keys of the object. So let's understand it with the syntax. So basically here we have a object const obj with keys a, b, c, and values 1 2 3. So here we can write like for let key in obj. So basically we can access it with key, so it will access the element with e. So basically let key in obj, and then console.log we can also access key from here. So for key of obj it will return the value at the key of obj. So this is how it is used, and this is the use of for in case. Basically it is mostly used with the objects. So I think this is enough for the video. If you do like the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and share it with your friends so they can learn about loops too. And thanks for watching the video. Bye bye.